Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going over our August 2019 budget report, showing you all of the income that we brought in for the month of August and how we spent or saved every dollar that we brought in. And you guys, it's been an exciting month. Jacob and I put an offer in on a house and we closed in September. So you'll see some of those expenses in our budget report video today. But before we get into it, I wanted to let you guys know if you're interested in getting the budget template that I am using, it's actually one that I've made myself and it's for sale on my Etsy shop for $5. So you can get it with the link in the description box down below. So check it out if you're interested in getting a budget template. We are debt free. We've paid off $87,000 of student loan debt, but if you do have debt, there's an extra section to help track your debt and your debt payments. So pretty fun stuff. Check that out if you are interested. Also, if you are new, well then welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Here on my channel, we talk about budgeting tips to help you win with money. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, but then scroll down and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And without further ado, let's get into this month of August. All right, so this first section up at the top, we have our income section, and I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked out, and we just do that for privacy. But I do show you our side hustle income. So I initially budgeted to bring home $1,970 for my business, and I brought home $2,172.83. So I know in previous budget report videos, I show you how I received all this income, or like what my different income streams are that made up this grand total. Let me know if you're still interested in seeing that, but I know that it takes a lot of time to kind of explain it all. But as a total, I brought in $2,572.83. So I brought in more than I was expecting to bring in for my business this month. I then had $186.64 in business expenses, and then I put $213.36 away for savings. So my ending balance for business savings is $1,026. Jacob and I are going to FinCon in the month of September, and we are super excited about it. So I know we're going to be using up this plus a little bit more for this FinCon trip. So we have the money sitting aside and are ready to go. So as a grand total, for my take-home pay, I brought home $2,172.83. Now, I do get the question a lot of like, are you withholding taxes for your business? And I do want to share with you guys, I do withhold taxes. I actually just do that through my day job. I have a day job, Jacob has a day job, and so I just withhold additional taxes from there. Instead of worrying about paying business taxes, I just take it out of my paycheck for right now. Not saying that that is what you should be doing if you own a small business, but that's just what I've been doing for this season, and we'll see how things go at tax time and see if we need to reevaluate as my business has grown. But we also brought in $50 of additional random income. And so as a grand total, we brought home $6,910.56. So now to show you how we spent all of that income. The very first three line items that I have here are all giving related. So Jacob and I are Christians and we believe in tithing and giving to our church and other organizations, but I just keep those blocked out for privacy. The next line item that I have here is rent, which is $14.55 a month. And we do have to pay rent. We are buying a house and we move in September, but our mortgage payment doesn't start till November. And our lease for our apartment, we still have to be in our lease until October, because if we broke it, it would cost like $3,000. So we will have to pay rent for a few more months, but $14.55 for now. Utilities is $68.60, and that ended up being a little less than what I initially planned. Electric was $44.57, so which has been really great for the summer. Internet, $39.99, and we use Xfinity, and I get that question a lot too, just Comcast. Phones, $108 like usual. Car insurance went up by like $10 this month. I'm not sure why, honestly. $178.36. Groceries, we spent $256.18, so just a tiny bit over, not bad at all. Eating out, we spent $52.33 of our $75 budget, so we stayed under budget on eating out, which is great. And then gas was not so great. We budgeted $150 and we spent $180.63. Jacob is a groomsman for a wedding in September, and he had the bachelor party, and he was like the driver for the bachelor party and like drove everyone around. So we just used our car and like filled it up with gas. So that's why we were just a little bit over this month. And then a Roth IRA, we have money that goes towards my Roth IRA every month and just $200. Household supplies, we only had $9.97 in household supplies, so not much. fun, you guys, this ended up being a really fun month for us. Getting in all of our last minute summer activities. Jacob and I went to what's called the Street of Dreams, and it's just like these fancy houses that they build in like Portland, and you get to go through these like basically mansions. So kind of fun to go through, but it's expensive. So we did that. And we also went to our local like county fair and rodeo. So with just those like 2 activities, we spent $72. So definitely not cheap, but it was a pretty fun way to end the summer. And then lastly, miscellaneous, you guys, we spent $305.97 on like random stuff. A little outrageous, I know. So grand total came to $3,629.60 for normal expenses. So now to show you all of our savings items, all of our sinking funds, and this is like my favorite part of our budget because this is really what we are working on for our finances. So first is the emergency fund, and you may notice that this looks a little bit different. Before we put in an offer on a house, which we did in the month of August, we were just putting extra money. After our down payment goal, we were putting just extra money to our emergency fund, but we knew that we may have to use it for the house stuff. So for right now, I'm moving that extra bit over the $10,000 base that we had in our emergency fund. I'm moving that back to our house fund. So that's what you see here in this spent column. We didn't actually have an emergency. I just moved it, and I'll talk about that here down at the house line item. But so we're just keeping $10,000 in our emergency fund right now. The plan is when we have our house, when we're settled in our house, I want to bump that back up to, or not back up, I want to bump that up to about $25,000, and that will be more than 6 months of expenses when we are homeowners, and that will just make me feel a little bit more secure in that. Okay, so the next line item that we have is Jacob. Jacob gets $100 of personal spending money each month, and he can choose to either spend it or save it, doesn't matter. And he didn't spend anything this month, so he now has $113.85. I also got $100, but then my birthday was the end of July, and I got some like cash money from the grandmas. You know, shout out to the grandmas. Thanks for the lovely birthday gifts. I did turn 25 and I still get money for my birthday, so I know I'm very lucky. But I got $250 for my birthday, which is exciting. So my personal fund is now up to $369.22. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. Something good. Okay, extra giving. So Jacob and I started this extra giving fund to allow us to be able to say yes to extra giving opportunities when they come up, and that way it doesn't throw off our budget. So we put $50 a month into this fund, and we ended the month now with $130 in this fund. So we have a bit here sitting there ready to go if any sort of opportunity comes up. Then we have our vacation fund that we put $300 a month into. And we're kind of digging ourselves out of a hole in this vacation fund situation. I've shared this before, but Jacob and I, we were expecting a baby, and this was our first baby, and we unfortunately had a miscarriage at 6 weeks pregnant. And I think it was like 2 days before I had my miscarriage, we had booked like a baby moon. And so we'd like booked the flight, all the things, and then I had my miscarriage. So thankfully I was able to call up Alaska Airlines, who I booked the tickets with, and they were able to, they couldn't refund me, but they're now holding them so that I can go and like call them up, and when I want to use them to go to a different place, I can do that. So I've already prepaid basically for a flight for a vacation that I don't know when we are going or where we are going, but we have that option now. So our fund is now at negative $115.82. So we do need to figure out where we want to go. We decided to cancel that trip. We were planning to go to Dallas, but we wanted to cancel the trip just because the purpose of that trip was supposed to be for a baby moon, and now that wasn't the reason why we were going. So we'll figure out where we are going to go next. Okay, and then Christmas, we put $20 a month into a Christmas fund just so that by December, we don't have to worry about having December's budget be fully out of whack, because we've been saving for it little by little each month, even though $20 a month is so small. So we now have $160 in the Christmas fund. Car maintenance, we put $75 into, so we now have $313.37. Initially, we were planning on getting tires for my car at the end of the summer, but then we ended up having a mini car emergency, if you want to call it. We had like a car repair last month that was over $100. So we're just going to let this add up a little bit more and maybe get new tires for my car come like October-ish. So that fund is on its way. clothing. We didn't put anything into our clothing fund this month. We really only put money into it when we expect that we're going to need clothing, and right now we don't. And then wedding. Like I said, Jacob is a groomsman in a wedding on September 1st, so we've been saving $50 a month from May through September to be able to cover all the costs related to being a groomsman. So this month we spent $177.64 on groomsmen supplies, activities, all those kinds of things. So bachelor party, this also covered his like rental for his clothes and everything else that he needed. So we're now negative $27.64. Oh, this also included the gift that I got for the couple. So negative $27.64, but I am putting $50 more into it in September, and the wedding is September 1st, so I think we're gonna be good for this wedding. And then lastly, the very exciting thing that is very new for us is this house fund. And so we were able to put $2,585.96 into the house fund. And I will also show you what we spent so far, because you can see in the spent column we definitely spent some money. But so the balance originally was $20,000, and then we added to it and we also spent some, so it's now still at basically $20,000. So to show you what we spent, I just have this little section here because I knew you guys would probably be curious. So we had an inspection, and that cost $545 for an inspection. We then had a sewer scope inspection thing too, which was also $150. And then we had an appraisal for $775. It's a lot of money. Also, the appraisal, we just got that back yesterday, and it appraised for more than what our offer was, so we are like looking good to go for still being on time for our closing date. And then we also had to put in $4,000 of earnest money when we put in our offer, so we've spent that. And then we also got a deep freezer from Costco because they were on sale and we knew that we wanted one. So these are all the things that we spend on for the house. That totals to be $5,600 in house related expenses. And then this also includes the money that I've moved down from the emergency fund. So the net was it was an expense of almost $2,200. So we now have $20,000 in the house fund. I anticipate that we will only be spending, I think, another $19,000 between other closing costs and our down payment. So the money that we're going to be making between September and our first loan payment, which is in November, we can start adding back to our emergency fund to get that number up. Like I said, we want to be more at like $25,000. But I also do anticipate having costs related to moving and just getting like a couple things done in the house when we get there, like painting. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done. All right, so here we are at the bottom line. We had total money out was also $6,910.56. And this is a zero check at the bottom, which makes us a zero-based budget. All of our income equals all of our expenses. And the other part of these budget updates that I like to show you guys is our net worth. And if you guys have been paying attention to the market this month, it did not do so great, and you will see that in our net worth. So for our retirement accounts, we have a 401k, 403b, and Roth IRA that we put into, and our ending balance ended up being less than our beginning balance, even though we put almost $830 into it this month. So we had a decrease of $62.27, but we put additional money into it, so I had a market decrease of $891, which was a negative 2.67% return. So that's the thing with the stock market and with having, you know, retirement accounts and investing, is that sometimes it's going to go up, sometimes it's going to go down. I'm not freaking out. I'm okay. But that's just the way that the market works. And then other items that we have to make up our net worth is our cash, which we have here updated, and our cars, which have been updated as well for our 2006 Honda Pilot and our 2013 Toyota Corolla. And then we have just my ring, which is something that you really wouldn't have to include in a net worth, but I mean, why not? So the grand total is $84,189. So as you can see, our net worth has gone down $22.89. So that is all I have for this video of our August 2019 budget report. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That's really helpful for me and my channel. And also don't forget to subscribe for more budgeting videos. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what was one money win for you this month of August. And I would look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.